everyone, welcome back. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm sharing with you a 6x12 layout using lots of yummy goodies from the Planner Society September subscription kit. I've also used some Stampin' Up! Inks and stamped with some rubber stamps. I did that prior to recording the video, so it would just save time and all that fussy cutting was already done. So this layout is a little bit different. We're not using a photo today, we're using as the feature, a little message that my father had written when he was looking after my daughter. He'd left a message for us when we got home to say that he'd gone bush with Katie and they'll be back at some time. And when I saw that little note sitting on the table, it was just it's an everyday moment, but I just love my father's handwriting, and some things have happened health-wise and safety-wise for my dad in the last, little while that sort of made me think that these little things are so precious. And I thought, what a perfect thing to pop into my 6x12 album. I think the nice thing about the 6x12 albums and the Traveller's Notebooks are little mementos like not handwritten notes and memorabilia and things like that. You can actually justify doing a layout or doing a page. It's forcing you to think, well, I can actually document those meaningful moments. And, I just think that's lovely. So I'm going to try and do more of that. I'm going to be trying more mindful of those precious moments. Looking at my father's handwriting is, so special to me. And seeing that he's being a little bit cheeky with my daughter is, just the cream on top. So I've just simply, with this layout, bordered up a 6x12 piece of white cardstock with that lovely masculine plaid paper there. I thought that, felt a bit granddaddy, and I couldn't help but use it. I've then grabbed a couple of the Planner Society die cuts and just had a little, and those pieces that I'd pre-stamped and fussy cut, just to have a little play around positioning and where that might go. I felt pretty comfortable with the idea of having, that little bit of floral cluster at the top and the floral cluster at the bottom, and just bringing them both together by putting that little flower in under the handwritten mounted piece there. I then went and was struggling a little bit with the embellishments and just trying to work out what would I like to do just to add that little bit of flair. Photo tabs are always fantastic. You know that I rave about those, and they just put those finishing touches on. So I grabbed a couple of those to add that little extra feature there. But when I kind of got to this stage, I'm sort of thinking it's still a little bit, there's something missing in it. I started sticking, but I was thinking, what am I going to do to kind of build this page a little bit more? And that's where I flicked through my papers and had a little think about which piece could help bring that centerpiece away from being a little bit more stark. And that's when I found that gorgeous gold bow acetate there. I thought that was just perfect and did the exact thing that I wanted to do, which was, fill that background in a little bit, make it a bit warmer, a bit more, cozy, a bit more granddaddy-ish, and, really tied those elements together. So I've just adhered the centerpiece of the handwritten note there, so I could layer those elements in underneath, and also it gives me a little bit of flexibility to move them a bit, as opposed to them, being super stuck that first time down when you've applied them. So as you can see there, I'm moving it around, trying to work out, how do I like it? I don't want it to overshoot the page because it needs to go into the album, but I really want those little leaves to tuck over the edges and, bring it all in together. The washi tape's gorgeous. Every month I just get blown away at the designs. It does need a little bit of extra adhesive at times when you're using larger strips, but that little floral piece and that little pink bow, just tied those little elements together and add that, little bit more, embellishing and making it a little bit more special. So I'm just sticking down those elements now, and having a really good think about my cluster, how I want it to end up. And I'm thinking about my journaling. I usually love to journal, but because it's not actually a photo, I think it tells a story in itself. So I end up opting out of writing anything about that. But in hindsight, I think maybe it is important to write about why that is meaningful to me. So I might do, at a later date, do a corresponding page and, do a little bit of journaling around my thinking at the time and why those little notes are now jumping out at me and what's happening in our family's life at the moment to really make those moments more precious and special. So I think that'll be on the to-do list, which will make me feel good. I hope you guys are enjoying my my videos. It's still a big learning curve for me, and I'm trying to make them look as I'm trying to make everyone happy. I guess I've got a bit of feedback to say they like the speed as what you're seeing it now, and and they like the wider angle so they can see all my products around as opposed to the more close up look. So I really love your feedback. Anything in the comments, please. I'm still learning, and I just love this process. It's really put me out of my comfort zone, which usually makes me very nervous, but actually it's nice to get a result in the end. So yeah, please, I love any kind of feedback, negative, positive. I'll take it all on and use this to continue my learning experience. So please let me know what you think. Here I am just adding that gorgeous Heidi Swap adventure sign there. I think my dad takes all his grandchildren on adventures, which when I saw that word there, I thought it was actually perfect for what that little note was implying. I added that little gold scallop adhesive there. I do not know what brand that is, but I'm going to be devastated when that gorgeous little roll's empty. It just adds that nice little edge to it and a little bit of sparkle. At this point, I was really struggling. I wanted some little embellishments just to go in that spot, just to, add that little feature there, but I couldn't find the right piece in that die cut set. I wanted something vintage, so I love the chair, I love the little ruler and the pen and the pencil, but I just had to sit it there for a moment, let it roll around in my head. That's when I went to my box of goodies and found these really cute little fluffy clouds, and they did the job for me, just adding those final touches. The Teresa Collins little stars, they always add a little bit of magic and they really pop off the page. So that just helped, complement the little clouds that I popped on. And then I found the little sticker sheet from the Planner Society kit that came. And I saw those little vintage chairs there and I thought, I found it. I wanted to just layer it up a little bit and pop that little bit of washi under there, which helped just give it that little bit of extra, detail. And I think I just finished that off nicely with those vintage chairs, which are very much Grandad. Some gold love hearts and some extra couple little stars to finish off. And of course a little pile of vintage books there. I hope that you've enjoyed watching my process video. If you have, please subscribe and click the like button for me. I really, as I've said before, I'm really enjoying the process. I welcome any feedback and, I hope you like it. I'm going to pop a sneak peek of the next process video I've got coming up for you at the end. So watch the video right to the end and you'll get to see a sneak peek of a project that I've got coming up as part of the Scrap and Clearly design team. and then in a little while I've got a nice project coming up using some of the new beautiful Cocoa Vanilla Studio Bohemian Dream collection as part of that design team. So I'm getting a bit of a roll on, which feels good. I'm feeling like I'm accomplishing things, and I hope that's happening in your life as well, even though I'm sure, as always, life doesn't always go smoothly. But for me at the moment, I'm enjoying the ride. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, those little stickers there, if anyone's interested to know, they're also the new Teresa Collins alphabet stickers, which are gorgeous. So pick yourself up a set of those. Take care.